All we hear is Evergrande goo goo, Evergrande gaga. All we hear is Evergrande goo goo, Evergrande gaga. The economy is fucked. China, someone still loves you. Hi, I'm Rocky Outcrop. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. My name is Rocky Outcrop, and it is good to see you. Welcome to the show. This is your morning financial broadcast. Here to take you through to market open and an hour after that to see how terrible everything starts today. Right. So, why are you being so negative, Rocky? Well, Evergrande's a little bit screwed, isn't it? China's a little bit screwed. Yes. Somebody in the chat there said that they want to hear. Guitar outside says you want to hear me talk about Evergrande. Well, all we hear is Evergrande goo goo, Evergrande gaga. 1 minute into the show. Oh my goodness. And we're really flying so far. Good to see you, Sal. Good to see you, Dead Money All Stars. I am not a cat. And all the rest of yous out there. We'll be talking about financial stuff today. We've got news as well, as you might guess. And the world of markets looking pretty screwed. Will we see this? Will we see this now, right here, right now, this minute in time, be the turnaround for some of these things? Here's Theta that we're looking at. It's gone all the way down to the 236 here at $5. Is this the point? Is this the point? We'll have to check out these things as the day goes. Drew Carr, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Hey, 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 hey. So, yeah, and we've got this down here at 236. Not done well. Not done well at all. I've actually had to deposit more money into the channel trading account to keep our position from going bust. So, not too sure exactly how much detail we've talked about this on stream necessarily. But the buy for 75 Theta that came in at 620 was obviously a grotesque mistake, looking at how this has panned out. Anyway, yeah, so what have we got in terms of stocks and whatnot? Over here on GME, we are seeing that the pre-market trading at 196. So, you know, not looking all that great. Let's just jump on over to SPY and see that pre-market down here at 433. So not that great. We've talked about, there's a news article came out recently where we're talking about how during the day we've not seen a big movement on SPY really at all. I mean, if you take it from our all-time highs down to where we are just now, which is down to one of these moving averages as it happens. In fact, the moving average has given us a pretty good insight into them along the way so far. We've gone down 2.5%, but that's, of course, this is the daily chart. You know, that's since the 2nd of September. We've gone down a couple of percent. The movement in terms of open today, is another 1.75% down. So, oh my goodness, all that value has been wiped off the market cap of the SPY. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. AMC over here, what are you doing today at $40? Well, we're going to fill in that other cap, maybe, or maybe we just leave it on there. Not good start to the day. So yeah, a lot of all we hear is Evergrande doo doo, Evergrande da da, gaga. Evergrande, it's true. No one gives a crap about you. Actually, we do though. Evergrande. How was it? Was it all the threes up here on the Hong Kongs? On the Hong Kongs. On the Hong Kongs. So linear charts don't work for thinking in these terms necessarily, but of course the world uses them all the time and talks about them in this sense. And they're like, oh, look at this, we've gone down from 250 all the way down to $2 and back up again. Actually, why did I talk about? Is Evergrande? Where are they getting their figures from necessarily? OTC desk over here. What's it look like? OTC. Wow, great rise. Well, this is wow, what a fantastic day. What am I talking about? Talking nonsense over here. Evergrande, fantastic rise today. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Really great. Really great. So Evergrande has gone up. It went up 45%. It's currently up 22%. So actually, all good news. All good news. All good news. Yeah. Over here, the Chinese exchanges, Hong Kong, over here in Hong Kong, it's closed, right? Yeah, market's closed. They just pushed right down. Didn't do so great. Trading up in the after hours of the OTC desks in America for a big jump. It would be nice to see the markets actually open up and get a bit of positivity today, right? Having had negativity bringing us down to where we are just now. All we hear is Evergrande. So, would be nice, wouldn't it be nice? So let's just check in with Theta again and see. Excuse me. Oh, that's linear. Log. So right here on the log, you can see that we're there at this $5 price. Wonder how it goes. Hiya, Darth Vivena. You changed your name on YouTube as well. Lovely to see you. Good to see you, Sarah Steino. Good to see you, Space Monkey, Daniel Groves, JS, Michael Jordan, El Capitan. El Capitan, El Capitan. Baila bamba. Baila bamba. Para bailar la bamba. Para bailar la bamba. Solo necesitas una poca de grasas. Una poca de grasas. Anyway, good to see you. Good to see you all. Right. So anyway, not working out so far. Kicking on down. It's like it would be nice. It would be nice to see this stop, in free fall. But everything, it's free fall. It's free fall. We're on the black slopes today, skiers. We're on the black slopes today. Well, it's 38 minutes after the hour. Things that we've got to talk about in terms of Liz News include this. This is the Evergrande news. As you can see here, China Evergrande is completely awful. Stock market's dumping. Possible worldwide crash. Let's keep our eye on it. So here's the Evergrande chart just here. Ooh, yeah, not looking too good. Wouldn't like to be in that house, or in that house, or 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 that house. Would also be kind of crap to be in that house, or anywhere in that block of apartments over there. That would also suck. Yeah, so that's the Evergrande charts for us right there. We've got that live. In actual fact, this is a volcano that's going off in La Palma, one of Las Canarias. Para bailar La Palma, para bailar La Palma, solo necesitas una volcano eruption. And that's what's going on over there. Big stuff. So we can check in on that when we come back to the news. Thank you for TV Canarias for giving us a live broadcast of that. Let's try and not have that playing so it doesn't screw my internet too badly. Oh, spinny. Enjoy your buffering over there. Let's hope we don't have that on our end. Other things as well. This confusing news. Thanks to TraceBot for sending this through to me. Ripple has no plans to settle with SEC over XRP. Confident Gensler will drop the lawsuit. So we'll come back and we'll read those news articles soon. This is not very good, yeah. This is not very good with the prices in kind of utter cascade, yeah. What else we got here? Let's look at a British stock, RR. Woo! And this is how this is going. Are we going to see a resurgence when the markets open in the Americas? Baila bamba. That's what we're waiting for over here, essentially. It would be nice to see that kind of connect together. Big rise back up again there at these lows. Why though? Why? Have we got like China saying that they're going to forgive their debt or something like that? What have we got on that one? Why has it had such a brilliant day trading so far for Evergrande? That's going to be a headline that you're only going to hear on this channel, by the way, folks. But it's true. Evergrande, phenomenal trading day today. Not in China, but OTC desks living it up there. 4, all the way up there at 4, Wait a minute, is that yesterday's price action? I got this wrong. Aye, that was yesterday's. Still, oh yeah, great, 20th September. And that's today. No, that's 17th September. Oh, Friday. Oh yeah, great move up there. Pre-market's trading at where they left off. That's odd. Yeah, no, actually, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going to happen over here in this one. So that is a headline that you'll so far definitely only hear here because we're not even sure if that's correct as yet. Let's be honest about that one. So we'll figure this out when it happens. FU, thanks for putting me back to sleep this morning. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. FU, haven't done a stream this morning. Had a nap, hopefully, buddy. I'm back at it again. Back on El Horse. El Horse. Right, yeah, so how's other stocks doing? Let's just take a look over at one of our friends that already has had a kind of dirt for a while recently and see if how it's trading in pre-market. Here we have AHT. AHT. Da 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 da. And we can see here that the prices are currently 13.31 in pre-market. It ended at 13.84. Just, it's a big shock that's happened here in the world. Now, we were talking about this systemic thing and how it can have impacts. I suppose maybe what I should have said is that, this global catastrophic news might actually have implications for other markets. Maybe I should have said that really explicitly at some point. I'm not too sure. I think we kind of discussed that along the way already. There's other ones as well. IPG. I'm looking forward to seeing if this one can be able to fill in a flash up above it. So far, how's it doing? Well, it's trading up above, or actually at the same price it closed at last time. So that's the most positive thing that we've seen so far today, looking around at these charts. Obviously, AMC down at $40, GME down 197 or something like that currently. And this one aiming hopefully to go up towards that 200 buck point. Here's another one, EVGO. The H is silent in honest, says Crazy Editor. What? This is the first time I've heard that. Silent H's. There's no such thing as silent H's. Let's be honest. There's no such thing as silent H's. It is not honourable to pretend that there is. Right, yeah. Can we do something? Is this wedge type thing fair? What's going on here? Why is that like that? I don't like either of these lines currently. Well, they were put in there for symbolic purposes before. We're still waiting to see how things turn around, if the things can turn around on this one. And considering that it's down at pre-market price as well, does that touch in at these lows? Pre-market prices going to open up down here somewhere towards the lower end of this sort of wedge idea? Yeah, it's not. Nothing's good at the minute, by the way. Nothing is good at the minute. There'll be people getting margin calls in their accounts across the world because they have gone long. That's what human beings do all the time. They always go long. Unfortunately, it would have been nice had this EVGO thing it managed to maintain the sort of 780 price point that it got to when me and whoever it was, Sauce Food Cars, I think, were like taking a position on it. That's not worked out towards the end of the day, and clearly it's down there at 725. This is the implications so far from this are not known. They're not known. Nobody knows the implications. And the current mode of pre-market pricing, etc., is just adding to that kind of uncertainty. And we're just waiting to see how things open up when we have a degree of more certainty, at least, control to an extent over what's happening at our end of things, so to speak. Cryptocurrency.com. No, currency.com. Read the wrong one. Read the wrong thing. This is the 24-hour time frame for the UK economy here. So this is currently open, trading away. FTSE 100, UK 100 index of the top 100 UK companies. Yeah, doing crap. Doing absolutely crap. And that's not a massive surprise that things would be doing crap. But here we are, and they're doing crap, right? And this is this sort of the moving into the bearish control zone thing with for the first time again in a wee while. So naturally, we're looking to see if we can get positivity elsewhere in the world, not put in any actual lows, etc., and try and turn around. maybe even get out the other side of this thing at the end of the day with some hidden bullish divergence. Maybe, or else not. Parabailala. Oops, I held stocks through the weekend. Now I got a hold through the first hour or two of trading. Yes. A lot of people feeling like that right now. I mean, it's not no different to myself. I've held some things over the weekend. Yeah, no, that's right. H is silent and Ghost too. Ghost as well. Ghost. I don't always go long. Yeah, no, not everybody does. I wish my Ghost was silent, kept me up all night. Oh dear. Got talk to Sarah Rustino about that one. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. It's a beauty to see you shake. Hope you're doing good. Do we have anything positive here? Nah, nothing there. Nothing positive for us. Like that's what we can do. Look around for positive stuff. Let's just check back in with Theta, USDT. So this is at least like this is what I'm putting forward as kind of the first chart we had open on the show this morning. The conversation kind of kicking around. Now, I'm not proactively trading this thing. If you wanted me to, you could tell me to. Like I said, though, I had to deposit money into the thingy just to stop it from getting wiped out. It got a bounce there at $5. It's at 5.15. Now, uncertainty in the markets. Do you think that people are necessarily looking to trade this right back up, right here, right now, necessarily for a recovery? No. 1 hour time frame showing you, like in the sense that we're in a positive hour. And that's great, but got no like candlestick patterns or anything to give us like positivity here. It's just more. It just is what it is. So a lot of people taking profits at any time in any of these resurgences that you've had. So wicks all over the place, pushing the prices down again. Pushing the prices down, but like sustain them down the way. Will we see this actually close out in the next 10 minutes with like a candle that's not really even got much of a wick on it and be able to push up and get a V in here? Could we do that? And if we were to do so, what would we be looking for? All right, realistically. So people will talk to you about how these things aren't so common and whatnot, but like, of course, this seems to be a feature in the show that I talk about all the freaking time. So kind of something that's worth bearing in mind. Then you know that if that was your diving board and that was your low, that it'd be hard push to be, you'd be greedy to look above 636. That's why over on this piece of shit thing, I've got open orders. Is this a sell? Yeah, here's a sell at 636 for what, 20 of them. But that's where we are. That's where we are. Oh, I added a bit to it, by the way. Yeah. Right. So there we have it. Right. So yeah. Right. Okay. Rocky Outcrop. Helium miner arrives today at long last. Oh my goodness gracious, buddy. It was. Am I right in thinking that it got held up in the old customs and whatnot? What's their ticker again? Hint. That's right. Hint. I'll give you a hint. Let's take a look at Hint USDT. Let's see how you're doing. Oh, fuck. We've already got a Fibonacci drawn in here and an arrow pointing around roughly in that direction. Why is that? Why would that be pointing like that? That's weird. Wonder what we said back then. It's always funny to look at the ghosts of technical analysis past. Right, so yeah, this was only drawn into those highs. I was looking to the 382. Oh, we did come down to 382 eventually, where that happens to be at. Not that that actually is where that is. Right, we pushed past that. Well, could we be going on again more? I wonder, where did this get drawn in from? 30-minute time frame. Whoop. Aye. Well, it's extreme. The market is extreme. Let's go for the extreme points. And that's kind of, yeah, I guess. I mean, I get like it's not the Fibonacci I'm drawing in now. It's none of that. It's the best thing for it in terms of like what this any of that crap from the past is just simply that we're down at this area again where we put in a lower low now. we could turn around and we could come out the other side of it with some hidden bullish divergence. It's the same chat as what you've got over there in the FTSE 100, for crying out loud. Hoping to see this thing get a turnaround and come out the other side of this with hidden bullish divergence between these two prior lows. If we go any further, oh, this is slightly different. Let's just see. Is it just a time frame thing? I don't know. Yeah, it's just a time frame thing. So like you see here, in the 24-hour time frame, we could come out the end of this with hidden bullish divergence if we push further back up, because this is lower over here. That would be on the assumption this is like some sort of uptrend, which, like, you know, it has been, but it's been a crap uptrend, which has obviously got those sorts of turnaround things on it. UK economy looks like this. Like the expectation at this point for a lot of people is going to simply be, if we do see a bounce, it's a bounce which fails to recover, and we go down and we test these areas over here. Like, that's kind of what people will be expecting in terms of like this setup at the minute, should we actually get a recovery. Probably, as opposed to, you know, way, we're making all-time highs straight away. Really, you know, but then again, you get a whole bunch of positive news about Evergrande and China and the systemic risk over there, and maybe, you know, maybe you get something out of it. Oh, pre-markets trading at 894 from their lows of 834 over here the other day. Seems to have closed on Friday though, up there at 1090. So that's crap, right? Still, everything's crap. Everything's crap in the world today. Sorry, everybody. Stonkowski, take a look at everything, not just crypto. Yeah, cool, man. Oh wait, I am doing that. I thought I was doing that. I mean, right, cool. Market crash incoming. Well, if you take a look at everything, then let's just take a look at something else. USD-JPY. The old safe haven. The old safe haven. Didn't actually manage to go up and do that. That's what I ended up with that idea that was on the charts there. Well, remove. Oh, it could still happen technically, by the way. Sorry. You know, it could still technically happen. Technically happen. I'm slightly mad. You know, it's whatever. It's just not. It's not. Who cares? I'll hide it. I'll hide it then and leave it on. USD-JPY, right? Yeah. Well, this by the way is up quite high, is in terms of its in terms of where it was back here in sort of 2019. You know, bit of strength in the dollar. It was nice. It was nice, that nice trade here down to this lower end with the wedge moving up the way. So far, obviously, having come up and not, in a sense, taken out that diving board. Extreme movements over here. Leptin, thanks so much. Care to comment on Computershare and or direct registration of shares? I thought having a cash account meant I owned the physical shares. Is DRS necessary to capitalize on MOAS? No, it's not. From a legal standpoint, no, it's not. Well, so the thing about it is that you've got the rights. You have the right to party. You've got the right to your share, regardless of where it is and all that. So it's not like somebody can, if you've got a share already, nobody's going to be able to take that off of you. You'll still benefit from MOAS. Now, you can do this direct registration stuff if you want, and all that. I'd be much more waiting to see how things go, you know, with all that chat about it first. It's really, it's like great, it's grassroots movements, and it's a hypey, lovely idea. Welcome to Computershare. Welcome to Computershare. Ah, yes. These guys. These English people. They're going to help us. They're going to help us because we're going to register my shares with Computershare. Now, the Wikipedia page might be better, just for everybody else that's like reads along with this sort of stuff and wants to know about it and whatever else. Like this is who these guys are. These purpley white guys. It's great. Computershare was founded in 1978. On March 23rd, 2021, Computershare was acquired by Wells Fargo Corporate Trust Business. And it's kind of like, it's great and everything to that, but how much do you trust Wells Fargo necessarily? Sex, wrong one. Whoops. Freudian slip there. On Friday, the US Securities, this is back ages ago, and Exchange Commission followed up on February 2020 action against Wells Fargo with actions against two senior officers, chairman, CEO, who agreed the cease and desist order and $2.5 million in penalties. It's like, oh yeah, this historically super trustworthy company with SEO or CEOs and everything that we totally trust and wonderful. They're really wonderful. They own Computershare and all that. It's really wonderful stuff. It's like there's definitely no definitely, yeah. I think that we should all trust this and get in on the hype. Yep. Yeah. Wells Fargo are the guys that are going to start the MOAS. That's right. Wells Fargo are going to start MOAS. So you can see how it's a difficult conversation for me to have. I want to just like wait and see how things go and that. I'm not massively running into it. A lot of UK trading houses won't or can't register your shares to Computershare. They don't own the shares. I think you need to transfer your shares to CS for them to be registered. Right. Great. Cool. Cool. Right. That's interesting. Um, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly how that necessarily works necessarily, but it's interesting. I should look into it more and actually just do the research on it and come back and tell you the actual answers, right? Because that's why everybody keeps asking me about it. I suppose everybody's been asking me about this for so long now, for the last week. So many times people have asked me about it. I suppose I'll actually have to do the work and get back to you on it, right? So we'll talk about it tomorrow more once I've done some work on it. I'm not going to make any assertions about things until I've looked into what I'm saying about things. I don't trust Wells Fargo at all. They charged me $75 fee for transferring from my savings to my checking more than 3 times in a statement period. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? How can you do that? That's just so ridiculous. That's just so insane. Like that's bad. I wouldn't want to bank with a company like that. Rocky Outcrop, why would GME choose an untrustworthy company to hold their shares? Well, GME don't make any choices about that stuff, really. Like why would GME choose an untrustworthy company to hold their shares? Well, GME don't hold their shares. If you hold GME shares, it's not GME that holds them anymore. Was GME are they holding all of their unissued shares in with Computershare? Is that what they're doing? Is that what you're saying? Is that what they do? I don't know why they would choose one. It's not about untrustworthy or whatever. Wells Fargo are one of the most trusted companies in the United States. I mean, I'm not talking about them being untrustworthy from a sort of like, oh my goodness, they're so evil or whatever. I'm talking about it from from the point of view um of how you can't trust anyone in this thing. This is a systemic problem which has got like people which has got trustworthy companies acting untrustworthy who are already trustworthy under most circumstances normally. Um, it's this sort of thing. Like I would trust Credit Suisse. They're a great big company, la da da da. But then they just went ahead and did all that stuff with Archegos anyway. It's like why would they hold them with an untrustworthy company? Well, it's because there's your choices your choices for trustworthy companies are really really limited. So it's always a case of which one do you trust the most. Um, So that would be your answer. Maybe they trust them the most. It's unlikely. It's probably something else. Like somebody set it up and they haven't bothered to change it, and it would be too much work to change it, and they don't look into it, and they don't really consider it as part of their risk profile because it doesn't really matter. Shares are shares, you know. It doesn't matter what they do, and none of them hold them in America. It's all held by the DTCC, you know. So like these electronic shares, they're held in the DTCC. All of them. That's what I'm saying. If you follow the business structure long enough, in the end, they're all owned by poopheads. Totally. Makes sense, says Chickabee. Froglard, the most trusted bank is if you have your own private one. Yeah, kind of, in a sense, right? In a sense, there's a few people that can trust a bank out there. There's like, it's very, very limited number. It's like the 3% of people, the 3% private ownership of the Bank of England is they're like the only ones that can trust their bank in a sense. It's that tiny little group of people that own a company which is like nationalized and that they shouldn't be able to own, and they own a bit of it and they get paid money from the back of it. They trust them. They can trust the Bank of England in that sense because they're the only ones allowed to own any of it at all in the world, and that very select group of people that are able to do that. Why? Wait, Computershare acquired Wells Fargo Corporate Trust, so it's the other way around, isn't it? At least partly. Is it the other way around? Did I read that wrong? And March 23rd, Computershare. Yeah, all right. They acquired the Wells Fargo Corporate Trust. So sorry, that's right. All right. So they just took over that one. That was that. So Wells Computershare bought over Wells Fargo Corporate Trust that had that CEO, etc. Whatever. It completed the acquisition of Equatex Group Holding. You're right, by the way. Sorry, you're right. I was wrong. I read that the wrong way around. Thanks for pointing that out. The deal was announced there. Employees expected to transfer computers as part of the acquisition. Oh, that's brilliant. Nobody expects the Spanish acquisition. In December 15, Central Bank of Ireland reprimanded and fined Computershare €322,500 for a number of breaches of laws relating to the certainty of ownership of client assets. Right, number 11 over here. Central Bank in Ireland fining them. So we'll just go read this. Central Bank has fined the Irish arm of international investor services company Computershare €322,500 for the number of breaches of legislation with regards to client assets. For 21 months between 2011 and 2013, the firm breached key provisions of CAR regarding certainty of ownership of client assets regarding to specific service which it provided. The firm did not arrange for the registration of registrable client financial instruments in the name of the client or in the name of the eligible nominee, or obtain the required acknowledgement letters regarding those assets. Central Bank, which also reprimanded Computershare over the breaches, added in the event of the company becoming insolvent, its non-compliance could have resulted in the delay of returning client assets. The exposure of client assets to potential delay can lead to a risk of consumers may lose to their assets for a period, which can lead to loss of investment opportunity and consumer disruption. They're super trustworthy, though. I mean, you're right. It was the other way around on that one, and that for me personally, if I had to choose a place to hold my shares, these guys would be at the top of my list because of their unblemished track record of properly registering client financial instruments in the name of the actual clients, and because they've never ever failed to obtain the required acknowledgement letter. So they're really trustworthy. Where do Computershare register shares? View your share register online. Manage a view your share register for activate online. No, that's not what I want. How do I buy sell shares? Going on Computershare registration session. Wait, no, right, that's not it. Generally, adding existing shares to your account. Right, okay. Certificate dealing FAQs. We'll go over here and look at their FAQs. Who provides the service? This is the UK thing again. It's this UK stuff. What's the purchase process? Where do they actually hold it? Where do they actually hold their shares? They're electronic shares and that. So I just wonder, you know. You can do direct registration elsewhere too. Yeah, Fidelity offer direct registration. All right. Okay, there you go then. So just do it through Fidelity. You don't need to worry about things. Just want to direct register your shares. You can direct register your shares. Great. Instead of having them registered on behalf of you with your broker. You know, in a sense, like it's advisable to do the direct registration of your shares and all that. If you want to do that, that's go ahead. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't make that advice, but people would maybe have said that in the past, and you can go ahead and do that. Just in terms of my own personal enthusiasm to it, call me a cynic. I don't know, just call me a cynic, right? It's all right. Just think, yeah, this is great and everything, but Rocky Outcrop is too cynical to like jump in on terms of any of the hype about any of this just yet. You know, they're just registering your shares. They're still held in the DTCC. You don't actually have your shares. It's not like you got a physical certificate of your share or anything. You cannot lend out shares directly registered in someone else's name. Yeah, you know, you can't. You can't. I mean, you could, right? You could just break the rules, couldn't you? And you say you can't lend them out directly in somebody else's name. Yeah, I know. It's right. So then you just have to like naked short and cover it with a synthetic option. I mean, there's just have to make these workarounds, won't we? But it's good that brokers are not supposed to do that. Brokers aren't supposed to do that anyway, unless it's in a margin account. And some of them force you to use margin without your awareness, but they really shouldn't have to. Um, they're all still held at the DTCC anyway. In the UK, slap them in your ISA. In the US, slap them in your Roth IRA. There you go. That's great. You can request physical certificates from Chat-Computershare. Great. Request a physical certificate. Get it. Yeah, great. Yeah. So that's the point, isn't it? That's the point. So they want it. So the idea is that you get more than the float physically registered computer share things, and that's the trigger for MOAS. That's the trigger for MOAS. Let's all do that. Cool. Okay. Well, I'll get in on that sort of idea once 50 odd million of them have been registered and sent out their certificates or something like that, or 40 million or 30 million. Whenever that's happened, then I'll jump in on it. In the meantime, I'm not particularly going to do any of that sort of stuff. You can request, yeah, that's cool. In Germany, you can buy direct registered shares with a specific shorthand symbol, but that only works with shares that the company handed out. Yeah, just break the rules. Who would ever do such a thing? I don't know, Dan. I don't know, man. I don't know, right? Who would do such a thing? You think the shares that they've got in Germany are real? I wonder. You think the German share? You think the shares that are traded on the markets are real? Do you think they're really real? You know, if you get a share certificate number and it's got a real certificate number on there, that's great, isn't it? Because now you've got a number and a piece of paper. You've got a number and a piece of paper, which is pretty great. It's pretty great that. So if you're super stoked about having a number which should be unique to you, which is cool, and a piece of paper which would be unique to you, under the complete, absolute promise that they won't just make up another number for the next share that comes in, which says it's a real share, and they're like, okay, cool, so we'll just give you a share certificate, and we'll give you a number, and that really makes a difference. Then cool, okay, cool. Katie Babes, look, we're all in this together, right? We're all in this in the markets as a general rule. We're all in the markets together. And we're all in the markets together as a general rule. We're all in the markets together, and also in terms of like holding a stock, then we all obviously form a cohort as retail traders that own stock in a company, and we're all in there together, doing everything together, and that's it. That's all I really care about. If you feel some sort of sense of FOMO that you're not somehow in it together at all because you've not done any sort of registration or anything, then don't worry about that too much, because we're all in it together. We're all experiencing this together, and we'll all figure all this out together. And that I can be here, be part of the crowd that's the cynical voice. It's like, yeah, cool, okay, cool. Like I totally believe in it. I totally believe that there just wouldn't be more share certificates ever given out to people than actually exist. Yeah, Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I can do that. I can put on that and pretend that if that's what you want from me. But I really don't give a shit, you know? Why would I do that? So I'll just leave that for other people to do, if you don't mind. It's a sweet souvenir. That is very true. That's very true. It is a sweet souvenir. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. Yeah. Sweet souvenir. You can't request physical shares from CS. They don't provide them anymore. Oh, balls. You can't request physical shares from CS because they don't provide them anymore. That's right. That's because there are no physical shares, you know, of this thing floating around. Because the DTCC and everybody else in the entire world doesn't like pieces of paper anymore floating around. We don't like having to pay secure companies to look after pieces of paper that you write down ownership of assets on, that if it just got lost or burnt or rotted or there was a leak or there was a fire or whatever, that it would be gone. We don't like doing that anymore, so it just isn't a thing anymore. Also, it's really slow and stuff like that. Instead, we like electronic stuff these days. So yeah, fun fact, brokers went free from commission right around the time DRS started gaining traction. Interesting. I don't know how that, I don't know which brokers though. Lots of brokers have still got commission. I mean, you know, that's cool though. Hey, DJ buddy, shake your booty, yeah. Pallardog says, my neighborhood squirrels love my ornamental gourds. Bullish on turnips and gourds. I'm bullish on turnips. I'm bullish on gourds. It's a gourd. It's a gourd. It's a gourd. He's not a messiah. He's a very naughty boy. It's 2 minutes. Oh, it's 13 minutes past 2. Oh my God, my schedule's way off today. Apologies to everybody watching along for my poor timing. Do hit like on this video. Share it with your friends. Let's take a look at some news together, and then we'll go back over and take a look at some other stuff. You can now always make suggestions and all that good stuff too if you want to. Here we have some news. Wow, what a picture. Love it. Reminds me of like The Martian. This photograph here. I think it's wonderful picture. I really like it. World on catastrophic climate path of 2.7 degrees Celsius warming. 2.7 degrees Celsius, that's like 150 in Fahrenheit or whatever. The world is headed towards a hotter future unless governments make more ambitious pledges to cut greenhouse emissions. It's like the pledges are kind of is one thing, but it's, you know, it's actually doing it. Pledges don't really, you need to start doing it. I mean, people are talking about this with regards to the oil fields that are opening up in the north of Scotland, big investment, etc. And and saying it's impossible for you to meet your target of that you've set in place if you're actually also at the same time proactively opening up this oil field at the minute. And the governments are just like, no, we've made a pledge, we're going to do it, we promised you. And they're like, but you're breaking the promise right now. And they're like, how can you say we're breaking the promise now? There's years and years and years to go. And it's that kind of debate, you know. Anyway, the news is worse than we expected. Experts agree much more needs to be done by 2030 if global warming is to remain well below 2 degrees centigrade, as agreed by almost 200 countries in Paris 2015. The Earth is already heated by 1.2 compared to pre-industrial times. The fight against climate change will only succeed if everyone comes together. Blah blah blah. It's more talk, and we need more action, really, essentially, on that front. Anyway, I wonder how those guys ended up getting on in Piccadilly that were protesting and stuff. What a fantastic picture. That's the main attraction of that news article. Now here's another fantastic picture, but it's got a very, very interesting news article. It's not so much about climate change as the headline, maybe, as it's about kind of technology for me, but of course it leads on perfectly from that climate change thing, and this is the discussion here. With climate change on the minds of travellers and policymakers alike, it's not surprising to know that aircraft emissions are prompting heated debate, of course. And the first electric plane flight from Rolls-Royce has occurred, and it's a pretty cool looking plane. And to think that that's an electric plane, wow. You could park it on the runway and it would just maybe charge up its batteries if you put a big solar panel on top. Rolls-Royce declared that Spirit of Innovation has the most power-dense battery pack ever assembled for an aircraft. Right? Wow, fantastic. So if the test flight lasted for 15 minutes, it's just, you know, the first of these little things, and it's a proper plane. You know, it's an actual plane. It's up there in the sky. It's the first foray. Rolls-Royce's, this isn't Rolls-Royce's only foray into electric aircraft, I should say, sorry. The announcement of successful flight also noticed that Rolls-Royce is working with Tech Nam and Widrow to create a series of regional aircraft. Hush now. Create a series of regional electric aircraft with the goal of revenue services beginning in 2026. So it's a real big thing, real big plan. Big plans for big companies, and it's wonderful. So these guys, Rolls-Royce, that make the best engines in the world, have got the best battery pack in a plane in the world, and they're putting the electric planes together, making them a thing. It's just innovation and fantastic, and what we like to see from a company that we quite like to invest in. You know, having said that, this is the kind of the current picture on the day here for us on Rolls-Royce, with its doji extremists over here for us. I might put colors back on the chart at some point. Anyway, cracking on with the news. Some more news over here. Yeah, that's this one. Really fantastic. I think it's cool looking stuff, and I think it's really quality that we're at that stage in technology where we can start doing that. It's battery technology is the big part about it. Ripple has no plans to settle with the SEC. It's really confusal. It's really confusal with this newsels about Ripples, because they always seem to be settling with the SEC or somebody. They're always getting sued and then settling and stuff like that. Well, now they say that they don't really plan. They've got no plans to settle. I suppose you've got to say that, really, in a sense. But anyway, the Ripple's legal team tells Fox Business they have no plans to settle the SEC over its lawsuit in XRP, confident that they can show Gary Gensler in pursuing the case is picking winners and losers in the crypto business to the detriment of innovation. So Gensler has come into this job with his real kind of nice reputation as being an expert in cryptocurrency, and is kind of trying to tackle some of the cryptocurrency things. But of course, you know, he's not like just come in there and said, right, carte blanche, everybody crack on, do what you like. And Ripple kind of hoping to position themselves in a way where they get away with doing stuff. Now, there's bad stuff that they've done. They dump on their own, dump on holders and stuff like that all the time. They've been very manipulative of the prices, etc. These XRP guys. They believe that there's a conflict of interest with former SEC Chairman Jay Clapton previously. So Ripple XRP supporters hope that the new SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, who taught crypto at MIT, would throw out the XRP lawsuit. So I'm not too sure if they will or not. Who knows? It's a slow-moving thing, but whatever. Gensler has shown that he recognizes innovation. During a U.S. Senate Banking Committee hearing last week, the pro-Bitcoin Senator Cynthia Loomis asked him, "Do you support responsible innovation?" And the only answer to that is yes. Anyway, Gollum in a suit says, "Oh my gosh, yes." Gensler immediately replied, "Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, it's brought us these lights in that room, my precious." That's what he responded. And I agree, my preciouses. I agree. And innovation is what support access, economic activity, and gives so much better opportunities in life. Yeah, I don't think that that's enough to be operating off the back of, you know, those sorts of sentiments. It's really to do with the nitty gritty of the thing. It's cool that they don't plan on settling in a sense, but it's more uncertainty. Settlements over these things bring certainty because it's done. Refusal to do so is just remaining unsettled, you know, and that's it's circumstances, right? Oh, Rocky No says, "Observe thyself." Yeah, I know. I did a thing there. Thanks so much. Caribbean debt default warning. Regional economist says the Bahamas, Trinidad, likely to renege on debt payments. What's that word? Renege on, and what's debt? Really strange. So apparently the Bahamas and Trinidad are likely to renege on debt payments. So what's that all about? Wow, what a picture. They're not going to pay their debts, these guys? Gosh. That's going to load up. Maybe not even going to load up. Yeah, it did load up. Wow. Wow. How did it stay standing, eh? How did it stay standing when all of that destruction happened all around? And that bike just stayed standing there perfectly. Wow. 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 Nice. What's that say there? Quake? Looks like Quake in the background with that on that. Anyway, whoa. Oh, we did so zoomed in. Zoom back out. The Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago. Whoa, where did Tobago come from out of this? Wow, a third country. Have been fingered, excuse me, as the next two Caribbean countries expected to default on their sovereign debt, with widespread repercussions for their economies, populations, creditors, and eventually the corrective policy prescriptions are likely to come to bail out vehicles such as the IMF. So, yeah, it's a bit. It is. I'm joking. It seems possible. These countries are poor, you know, and they rely on things like tourism and whatnot. It's been tough times for them over the last while. Speaking at a recent virtual roundtable, so I guess it was, you know, they could have got that. Finally, got a perfect circle if it was virtual. Discussions over the prospects of Caribbean economics during the COVID-19 pandemic, hosted by Arthur Lock-Jack Global School of Business of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus in Trinidad, Durkheim, ruler of all the armies of the West, mother of dragons, reserved the harshest criticism for governments of the Twin Island Republic. The country, she said, averaged zero growth over 10 years. Zero growth. We just didn't do anything. We were just having a couple of cocktails, relaxing. It's sunny. Get off our backs, right? We didn't make any growth. Okay, cool, but we got a good suntan. And hemorrhage foreign exchange reserves since 2014 while spending profligately and borrowing just to service existing debts that are unsustainable. What? My goodness. Hope the USA doesn't start doing something like spending so much and borrowing just to service existing debts that are unsustainable. Hope that doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Hope that's not a thing. Hope companies don't do that. Hope that doesn't happen in the world. Hope it doesn't happen. Let's check in with Evergrande. See how it's getting on. Woof. Still doing pretty bad over there in the whole China and that. Really. This particular Chinese bank would really need to sort out all of its circumstances right now. Really should. Oh, this over here, we have another Chinese bank has gone on fire. We have a Chinese bank gone on fire just there. I don't know if you can see that behind me or anything, but just up here, just here, another Chinese bank has just actually gone on fire just now. Live. Oh, I'm actually in the past. Oh, we're like an hour behind. Well, we can zoom up to the future and see how. Whoa, they're talking about stuff. Oh, I need to see how that Chinese bank is getting on. This is, oh, the last footage we have of it's from 36 minutes ago. Ah, it's just completely swamped. Swamped. What are you guys saying? Eh? What? Ah, you're talking Spanish. I understand. Right, yeah, when squats. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I suppose squats. Shikibri, it's the photographer's bike. They arrived and just took a picture of their bike parked up. Obviously, I always do that when I'm out on my bike. Right, let's do them. People, 2:25, markets are open up in 5 minutes. Let's oxygenate. Let's get the blood flowing. The market's going to be open up in 5 minutes. We need to, you know, see how things are going on. Yeah, in that disco inferno. Let's get our blood flowing. We can see that, by the way, Theta. Let's just, before we do this as well, just shout out to everybody that was watching along here. You know, you'd have to be careful with what you're doing. Blah blah blah. Like we spoke about. Blah de blah de blah. And isn't it lovely to have started off the show today with this relaxed, casual technical analysis, which showed us that this is maybe where we might find a bounce. The prices are up already. Had you been following along, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not tell people to do financial stuff. And let's just say you took it from anywhere in here as you would have had you been doing it at the time. You're currently up 6%. Well done to you. Well done to you. Right. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. How to squat. How to squat. Stand with feet just wider than hip apart, toes pointed slightly out, clasp hands at chest for balance, send hips back and bend at knees to lower down as far as possible. I'll try and focus on my form today by sending my hips back and lower down as far as possible with chest lifted. You can swing your arms back for momentum. Press through heels back up to explode up, jumping vertically in the air. Fuck off. We're not doing that. That's what? What? Let's just images. Right. Let's do it. So, let's try it together. One. Oh, you can't see them actually doing it because of the camera. Oh, that doesn't work. Two. Three. Four. Five. Ass to the grass, people. 6. 7. Look, if you're not doing this with us, I'm incredibly unfit, right? So if you're not doing this with us, just know that you're not taking advantage of an opportunity here. And I'm already kind of knackered. 8. 9. 10. 10. Woo. Okay, so I'm knackered, and maybe some of you are too. Maybe for some of you it's dead easy. By the way, if it is dead easy for you, by all means, go ahead and do another 10 or whatever. Now, in not too great a distance from now, not too big a time away from now, I'll be able to do those. And not be completely knackered. In a year from now, I'll be able to do those and it will be so easy, it will feel like nothing. But you can see that it's hard for me to do them currently, right? It's hard for me to do them currently. I struggle with it, but I do it. So know that I know what struggle is, and struggle is real. If you can see me trying here to improve my physical health, and you're watching along and thinking, this is hard to do technical analysis, it's hard to do stuff like this, it's hard to be a trader, it's hard to be successful, then just know that you can see the same way that I progress with these squats, that you yourselves are progressing with your understanding and your capabilities. And that in a year's time, you'll be much better at doing all of this too. I know what it is. We're in this journey together. And I think that that's can kind of be seen there with the struggle, which is real. Markets have opened and we are oxygenated. Whew. We've come down here. We have a green line drawn in the past. Let's rely on that. Great. Fantastic. Let's go fill that gap. Straight back up again. Let's do it. AMC, we're down here. Come down. Oh, not quite filled in this gap. Let's just fill in the goddamn gap. Come on, let's just fill it in. And then we can go and look at this massive one up above us and enjoy that idea. What am I saying? Enjoy that idea? Anyway, yeah, we'll enjoy that idea. What the fuck is that saying? Rocky, what are you talking about? So this thing, rough sort of measured move type target, just roughly coming into this sort of region. It's not. I'm not trying to make any great points about this. Just saying that. Whoa, I feel that. I feel the Bernie. Don't it make you feel like a pony when you sweat? Coming down to this region is not that big a surprise. So we have that gap on there that could be filled. Rocky Outcrop, consistency is king. Keep it up. Proud of you. I know how bad it sucks trying to work out when moving is a struggle. Thank you so much, Better Call Saul. Brilliant. Brilliant. 15 by 15th October, Rocky Outcrop. Are you saying we should up it to 15 squats by the 15th of October? Maybe. Everyone's journey to physical fitness begins with a single step. That's totally right. It is. And everybody's journey towards, financial and fitness begins with a single step. 2, I would prefer, by the way, just to leave this gap partially filled and or not filled, and we've retested it more or less, and just like I would prefer to leave it unfilled and just to go on up. By the way, I mean, this is looking good so far. It's nice. There's momentum to be had here, but you'd have to manage your risk really, really tight because of that. Yeah, I would prefer to that to just go on up. No, yeah, exactly the same thing with for all of yous out there. I'm going through this here on camera. It's something that I care about. I want to not die, and so that's my struggle currently, and you can see it. So your struggle, I know it. It's real. Whether it's doing squats with me there, or whether it's trying to understand a chart. Believe me, it took me a long time to learn how to do this as well. Lots of it, great struggle, putting all this sort of information together. So I know it. Spy hit my target again. Oh, did it? That's good. Says Trace1. I'm back again. Yada yada. I can't remember the rest of the lyrics. I'm back again. Yes, I am. Hello, friends. Something like that, maybe. That one I called when Burry was half long, half short, talking cryptic shit, so he could later turn around and act like he knew. He knows nothing. Burry is a fanny. That's totally true. Burry is a fanny. Should we go check out what Burry's latest shit is? What if everyone bought GME and AMC? That was July the 8th. Right, cool, whatever. Pay close attention. Leverage on high school Fed's new funnel program. Chinese investors pour $1 billion into BlackRock's new fund. Michael, Elon, and Kathy, did you dump Bitcoin today? On tenterhooks over here. It's been a few days though, so I'll just ask him when his next one's going to be. Right. Maybe she's worth a go then. Maybe she's worth a go. That's a parody account. Oh, that's a parody account. All right. I thought that was his real one. Oh, I can get rid of my tweet then. What's the real one? Very deleted. Michael Burry. Aim for the truth. Nah. I don't know his real account. Oh, it's down here. This one. This is this account here. Is this it? michaelburry.com. Value investing. Is this the guy? Is this his account? Yeah. That isn't Burry's account. No, I know that. We've been through this now. But still, when is your next shitty tweet coming out? I want to know. Well, michaelburry.com, all rights reserved. Buy this domain. What the fuck is this? How much does the domain cost? 22,299 USD. I don't want to buy it at that price. That's too expensive. No thanks. No thanks. Is that the real one? He's got 14.1 thousand followers and only follows one person. But his domain's for sale for $22,229. At Michael J. Burry. At Michael Burry. Oh, this is not got a J in it. Let's go find Michael Jaybury. Michael Jaybury. This is well worth it, isn't it? This is well worth it. I love it. See, this is how much attention I paid to Michael Burry. Oh, this is Cassandra. Where are you? There's Cassandra, the correct Cassandra. There, knew it was Cassandra. Right, great. I'll put a tweet at this guy. Has he tweeted today? Oh, he has tweeted. He tweets all the time. Great. This is a way more interesting account too. Regarding inflation, so Federal Reserve, are you lying to us? Are you lying to us? Let's see. Well, they're probably lying, but it throws up that top 31%, bottom 24% of personal consumption expenditure price changes and was bang on the Fed's 2% year-over-year target in July, the latest available. An alternative measure from the Cleveland Fed strips at the top but bottom 16, giving no support to the idea that inflation is already coming back down. Okay. Cute timing for ethics outcry to force Fed governors to sell stocks. Too cute by half. One more time. Read thread. Ah, this is this. This is this. This is what this is where that came from. Ah, sure. Do-do-do. Ba-da-bum. Something tells me he doesn't like the Fed. No, I don't think so. Sorry, Outcrop. It's Michael Jaybury. Forgot the J. Don't worry about it. I don't care. I don't know. They could be lying. They could be. This is an interesting point too. Indeed, it is. Back once again for the TA Master. T for the technical. Power to the people. Back once again for the TA Master. Beat bat badabo. I wake up with that song in my head all the time. Do I ever sing it on the channel? I don't know. Well, AMC, right? I would like it to go up and fill in the gap that it created today. Me feeling like its likelihood is to go down and fill in that other gap is real. Will it get a bounce at what is the 618 golden pocket in there? Golden pockets is my precious. I wonder. GME, did you fill in the gap already? Did you actually fill it in? Oh, so close, but you didn't quite manage it. Got all the way back up to $200 though. So that's decent. So okay, cool. Let's try and stay up above this 197 area for today, please. One extra squat tomorrow, $9.99. Okay, observe thyself. If that's what we're going to do, then that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to be like in 365 days doing 365 squats or anything, but we'll be doing that sort of thing. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Nice challenge, right? Thanks for that. I really do appreciate it. It's really I always feel a bit care. Thanks so much. Right, yeah, let's take a look at another stock then. How did AHT get on? I'm curious as to how it got on here. Oh, nice. It's risen back up a bit. This big gap on the go here, isn't it? Big old gap on the go. Do we have anything? No. This, oh, by the way, we'll just get rid of this. Ah, thank goodness. It's a load of crap now, obviously. It's a load of crap. We struggled up here. Nice little harmonic pattern taking us down the way. Is this 1.272? I mean, that's way more, isn't it? Or 1618. What is the oh, it's the 1618. Yeah, great, cool. So have we done enough? I would hope to think so. I mean, if I was trading this, there was a downside, that would have been my target. We've come down here. For me, I mean, this is obviously really negative. Everything's real negative here, but for me, this is a buy right now. Okay, that's what it is for me. Why? Well, because we've come to the profit-taking target. The risk here is too much. We've pushed down past this level, but it's kind of, you know, we're close to, shut up. We're close enough to get out of this zone if we, you know, if we want to, it's possible. We're at the 40 point here in the DMI, typical place for it to see it turning around. You know, we could mess around for a wee while longer, but we could turn around here. And stochastics, no, but there's the sort of bullish divergence there for us on the stochastics. Bullish divergence on the MACD as well. The accumulation distribution's got the bullish divergence. RSI doesn't. RSI being more dictated by the price as it is right now than the others. in terms of that and its relationship with the previous candles more so. Salamander, I don't think he cares for Burry too much. Oh, that's me. Yeah, no, I don't give a shit about Michael Burry. I don't know why anybody should. On Twitter, follow Burry Archive, so when he wigs out and deletes, you'll still get all the evidence. Kind of funny. That's cool. I don't care about Michael Burry. I really don't. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool that he's trying to like go on like banging on about leverage all the time. You know, should I do that on my YouTube channel? I don't. I tell people to always avoid leverage and to talk about things as what's like if you're going to be using leverage. You know how to talk about things. I personally don't use leverage. I talk about that with people all the time. I mean, obviously we're using leverage over here for fun in the channel account, but me and my own personal trading, I try and avoid it as much as possible. And that because of my own personal health conditions and having lost significant sums of money in the past because I had to go to hospital and was unable to manage where it was a leverage position. You know, I had my own sort of systemic risk. And the anyway, here this trade, which is a total loser at the minute, is less of a loser than it was previously because of that. But I don't use, but I'm using. That's like it's whatever. The this banging on about leverage and that as if it's not known already is just a wee bit annoying. It's a bit like it's like it becomes like any other form of idolatry, and then or ideal or any other ideologue, and then also yeah, I don't know. Add some value somewhere. Though I this chat about cryptocurrency and the leverage in it. It's just so laughable. Like and that it's just like so anyway. Yeah. Got to go. Stay safe, apes. Good day. Have a good day, Shake Your Booty. Sally Matter looks for the funny tweet. Banana Fridge. Cheers, Shake Your Booty. Yeah, great. Not with that attitude. I don't know what attitude it was there. Was that an attitude to do with squats? I don't know. Not with that spirit. Wait a minute. Was I saying something negative before? Sup, apes. We're awesome. Hedges. What? Okay, look. I'm going to do one extra squat. I don't know. Oh, I'll not be right. I don't know. Gosh. I've got a good attitude, okay? I'm going to try hard. I'm going to be doing lots of squats and stuff. It'll be great. You're going to do them with me, though, eh? See, Observe Thyself said one more squat tomorrow, and I said I agree, but I'm agreeing on behalf of everybody who wants to do them along with us. So are you part of that? Wait a minute. Let's ask a quick thing. Let's see how many people actually does the squats. Let's do a poll in here. I don't know how many people are watching right now or any of that sort of stuff. We'll check how many people actually do squats. How do you do the squats with us? Let's find out. I wonder how many people do. I'll be really pleased and impressed if that number comes back as being more than 20 people. If more than 20 people say that they do it, then I'll be really impressed and pleased, and it's really lovely. And be honest, don't just vote to make me feel good. Cool. What other ones we talked about recently? Oh, I wanted to see how EVGO is getting on. $730 wasn't as low as the 720s in pre-market that we saw. It rose back up a bit, struggling at where the previous low was. That's not this line here. Isn't actually where that Fibonacci is. Like the Fibonacci line is really here. It's just like we can see that that's obviously where that previous low was. Coming up, still got a gap on the charts. So with all of these things at the minute, we're looking to see how it performs with the gap that's on the charts. Let's just check out SPY then and see if it is as as it's been doing something right. Aye, so from opening at 434, dropped a little bit and then pushed up a bit since. And it's like a green day for SPY. It's a nice green day on SPY over here, giving us kind of a slightly confused accumulation distribution thing where whatever. And we've pushed up to the 50 area on the DMI. Not all the time that you see that happening here, but this is obviously an area where you can see turnarounds on things. So theoretically, this is a decent enough place for things to turn around. If you're looking to catch the knives, stochastics just crossed over You know, obviously, if you're managing risk on any trades, you'd be looking to say like simply if we take out these lows, it's not good. Now this could obviously turn into an overall downward trend, right? And we could see the SPY lose value over the period of the next couple of months, like loads, etc. Blah blah blah. All that sort of stuff could happen. But right here, right now, we're just looking at this and saying that we've actually got a green day on the go. And that's kind of what I was talking about for the show today. That's kind of what it is. So that's so far what the show is like today. Let's take a look at something else then, since it is what's the oil? It's not oil one. Next one isn't oil one. It's what's oil futures? Where's my oil futures? Can't remember oil futures code anymore. CL. There we go. CL. Let's take a look at oil futures. So how are they doing? Well, they're doing all right. Haven't already come down a whole bunch. I mean, if this is like a leading indicator, which it isn't necessarily, of these things, then you know we've already had a big sort of crunch over here. People not so interested. Nobody has ever, not even once, asked me to take a look at oil in the 1 year, 9 months and 20 days that I've been doing content on YouTube. Below that 236, managed to salvage it, you know, just here and now. Like, this could be the area, blah, blah, but shut up, sirens. If we actually do take out these lows down there, take out 69, way 69. So take out 69 on your oil prices. Could be looking down to 65 easily. Could easily be. Little things to look for, like, as is, like, I mean, if you're looking at patterns, like, this is one of the most typical patterns that you see in trading, really, as I like to point out to people all the time. It's the V. You've got your dude, you draw him on here. I mean, and that you've got your wee diving board. He moves down, comes up. At this point here, this is where we saw inflection. What do we think that is? Is it likely to be the 886 Fibonacci retracement? Draw this down, go down here, look up, see that the 886 is bang on where we had that inflection at. All the time. It's like one of the easiest to construct this pattern, as we've seen on the show, I've talked about so many times. It's so easy, you know. So anyway, that happened over there. We came up when we took out that area. We put in a high, which was higher than our diving board. Time to look on up the way. Now, overall, again, you're where you would you be aiming to? Well, you might perhaps be aiming to the 886 from that movement. You might. Down to here, and we're at the 886. Oh my goodness. Then we pull down the way. What a shock. What a shock that happened. Oil markets. Wow. You know, what's the reason? People want a reason in here. Well, I mean, look at this. We're just doing this together, right? Just doing this together now. Reasons are obvious, my friends. It's because price is the reason. Price is the only reason that you need. It's only one. What's the thing that's going to cause the MOAS? Price. What's the catalyst for any movement in anything? Price. In one of these things where you have or you're looking and saying, will we reverse the trend? And you've got a guy and he's on a diving board. How many times am I going to have to draw this diving board in thing before people start to see this? And you drop down the way. Where are you looking to? 886. All the time with these V's. It's like, oh, we got proper V-shaped recovery. Look into the 886. Why? Because that's where the profit taking will happen at. What are you going to do after that? I'll just wait and see how the markets move. Price will lead price. You know, take out these lows, then it was going down further, and we'll just probably have at least a retest of the area before, but perhaps even, you know, worse. Has my computer crashed? Oh, that's what's going on there. So perhaps even worse, and it was. Then where are you going to? 886, yada yada. Why are you doing that? Fucking V's, right? So that happened, and now, you know, what did we learn when we looked at this a second ago? Oh, well, if you were to take out the 236, then we might go a bit further down the way. Pop this in up here, 236 just here. What happened to price? Came down, came up, retested it in here. You might not be able to see that so easily because the moving averages. I'll just get rid of them. So the price came up, retested it, came down, you know, broke past the 236, retested it, failed, pushed on down the way. What's happening over here? Well, we're just above the 236, aren't we? So so when I say my position on this, when I say what my opinion is on this one, then for me to say, simply put, that should we actually take out these prior lows over here, that we could be going on down to, 65, isn't really that outlandish of a thing to say. And it is considered, and it was considered based off of this chart, as we've seen time and again with regards to this movement. Oil, if you want to just say that oil will do a movement between the 886 frequently, and that's just, where we have it. That's oil. Great. By the way, while we're on the charts, look at the way that the volume works. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? The way that the volume works. It's sloping down slightly at the minute. Any increase in volume at the minute is going to make me think that we've got a resurgence, and I'd be aiming up to ultimately up to 75. Why? Because that's what oil does. Thanks for joining me to look at oil. Let's take a look at some other stuff. Another forex. Let's take a look at another forex. So we take a look at that. What was it? GBP like Bahrain. What's the Bahrain? What's the Bahrain currency? Bahrain currency symbol. Where is it? The BHD. Bad hair day. That's right. The BHDs. The bad hair days. Bad hair day GBP. Because somebody asked me to take a look at this recently enough, and we're hoping for certain things to happen. There you go, matey. There you go. That's a bit better. It's only the 1 hour time frame though. It's not that great, but it's better than it was, I suppose. It's better than it was, I suppose. Not massively better, but it's better than it was. A few percent better. You're still waiting here to see if you can get this head and shoulders to play out for you. Could be quite nice. You could get a nice run up the way. It's not like going to be the investment of your life. This is forex that we're talking about, so this is normally played with far bigger money. For example, movement up towards the 618 golden pocket is just a 10% move. So when you're talking about what you're doing there, if you actually are wanting to invest with that money, you would probably most likely be better off to not do it as a sort of currency trade pair on the long term. Overall, if you're looking for opportunity to try and, on that. But if you're just simply looking to get your few percent better, then from the time that you asked me till up here, you've got many multiples of the super chat money that you put in, and there you go. Happy days. Right, good. Let's take a look at something else. I'm the usual story. Shouldn't have ever played with options. Yeah, gosh, options. Leverage, mate. Leverage. So, no and thing. What was that poll again? But, half the people are doing the squats. Half the people are doing the squats. How many people answered this? Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Wow. When you do the beast while with me, I will do squats with you. Oh my goodness. No, man, I can't do. You walk, you get up. KT says this. He's got a dog, which is like a dragon with hair instead of scales. Huge thing. Like huge, biggest dog you've ever seen. And he walks it like 5 miles at 6 a.m. and then takes it out again and again throughout the day. Treats it well, gives it what it needs. But we're talking like, yeah, man, Doug, I ain't walking that walk with you for a while. Gosh, couldn't do it. Just that's that. I'm thinking they are wrong. Goldman recommends to all their clients to long natural gas. Well, let's have a look at this. I traded this the other day. Never remember the tickers for these things when I want to. We can take a look at it on currency.com. I closed my position on this one, by the way, people. So my entry was in around about here somewhere. Closed out around about here, roughly. So far, we've had a little bit of movement up the way today on natural gas. So, like Goldman, in a sense, getting their customers a 3% move, etc. But yeah, really, like there's if you're looking for the next movement up, there's a bit of danger in here. Let's just see then how far away we are from real panic stations or whatever. Long way to go for real panic stations. For me personally, you know, if I was wanting to long this thing, I'd rather wait to come in somewhere around about this area for some sort of corrective retest of that zone. We come up, we put in a high, 24-hour time frame. This is the high here. This is the other high here. So, I mean, obviously that's a big distance between these two highs, that last one being in 2018. But I'm really just looking at this thinking, well, what does that look like on the monthly time frame then? So we've got a high here and another high here. And where are we? We're coming up. Ooh. So if we close out September with a test of the 236 Fibonacci retracement, this will probably come in. Well, actually, no. Let's see. Yeah, if we don't sustain prices up above of natural gas 460, then we're probably going to end up with bearish divergence. Sorry, no. If we sustain prices above no, wait, where are we at the minute? 521, 512. Ah, yeah. So if we go back down to around about, yeah, if you go back down to around about 470, 480 or whatever by the end of the month, then that'll be bearish divergence on the monthly time frame with a good chance of us coming back down to test that 236 and then have a correction there. But it's bullish. It's bullish up to this point. It's bullish right up to this point. We're at that right at that double top territory, with the potential on the weekly time frame to be looking at this and saying, "Oh, that's not so great. It's not so great." The monthly time frame, by the way, if it does pull back the way and come in with a high which is lower than 460, I'd be looking at for hidden bearish divergence. But it doesn't look like there'd be any at all, as obviously that contradicts what I was just saying beforehand. So I don't think there would be. Yeah, anyway, bloody natural gas. I shorted it a little bit, but I only took a little small term time frame trade on that one, and I'm done with that trade for now. Waiting to see how it goes. Lol, isn't it ironic that the world is talking about a CO2 shortage? I know, right? Isn't it ironic? It's kind of like you know, when you're late for a wedding and all you've got is a cigarette in one hand and a drawer full of spoons. You know what I mean? Irony. Whoa, for real. Also, drink water and like the stream. Drink water. Back in a second. Hi. Hi. Back again. You might have noticed I've got comfortable jogging bottoms on today. That's right, slouchy pants. Yeah, so got my water. Thanks for that. Good shout out, everybody. Hydrate. Can't believe it. Oh, where's the poll results though? I didn't actually see it. 91 votes. We've got 40 people, 45 people, whatever, something like that, doing squats in the morning. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Thanks. That's great motivation for me. High five. Really great. If any of you in that no crowd want to join in, there's no shame. You can do it anytime. And you also don't need to, I mean, obviously, KT, you know, you're doing your own thing. Nobody needs to take a part in it, but just it's a good thing to be conscious of, just to be slightly health conscious in your own life. I say that as if I've always been that way, when I certainly haven't. Let's check in with our sort of like little sort of trade of the day. Now, of course, I didn't get to trade this because I'm here talking with all of y'all. Where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we now? Oh, big flash forming up on this here, by the way, at the minute. So that's interesting, isn't it? With Theta, that's something to be looking out for. Looking out for. Looking out for. How are you, focals? What are you doing? Where's the current price of this thing? 536. Woo. Woo. Is it enough to end the flash? Well, as it stands, it's not quite yet. But if it could, in which case you'd be looking for that immediate return up the way. Anyway, that's the 24-hour time frame, because that's less like positive looking. Here we have the 1 hour time frame. Wow, 1 hour time frame. And what have we done so far? Well, we've bounced off this 236 at 499, and we're up at 536. So if you got it anywhere where we talked about, then you're now currently up 7.77%. Wow. Excellent. You could move your stop loss into a position where you're actually protecting that gains now if you had that. That would be good. That would have been cool had I done something similar on the trade on the channel account, which, as it stands, is really still quite likely to lose. What would that be? $130 worth of margin. So we don't want to lose that $130, right? Don't worry about it yourselves. It's my money. But we don't want to have that happen. But this is the way it is, right? So, you know, an underwater trade, pretty shitty position. You guys have to choose how to manage it. We could close it out, by the way, if you wanted to. It would be current loss of $83. It would really suck. 30-minute flash up above $6. You know, that's better. That's much better. 30-minute flash up above $6. Let's have a look at that. Yep, this guy. See, when they're like this and they just drop away and they don't get that resurgence back up, it makes it so much easier to look at them. As you all know, 620, man, 620. Is this what you were talking about? It's up there at 628. So good move, good potential move up. I mean, I'm targeting, by the way. Did I say this already? I think I am. I think I did. I'm targeting 636 on this. You know, it's like that's a big target. I mean, you're talking about that guy's Bahrain move, and if it was to do something over the period of the next couple of months, it might move 10%. And we're talking about the potential to take profit in here at like maybe a move that's 27% over the period of a wee while. So you kind of get the point that I was making to the chap there before about, you know, one or the other, and therefore how people would obviously be trading forex, etc., because they want to have a return on what they're doing. Adam is being talking to by Aaron over there. It may get cheaper, but it may get pricier. Always a good buy. What is? Miz, good to see you. Thanks as always, Rocky, for your time. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Really nice to see you. If everybody that is here could hit like if you haven't already, that'd be sweet, sweet, sweet. It seems like I've developed a stutter recently, which is a bit concerning to me, because I don't actually stutter, but here we have it, and I'm stuttering. It's something that I've done a tiny, tiny little bit throughout life. Just a tiny little bit. Not actually got a stutter, but something I've done a little bit in life, and I can see it's happened a few times recently on stream. So it's making me wonder if there's something going on in the old brain there for me. How's Evergrande getting on? Let's check in with our friend Evergrande. Oh, smoky over there.
Automático, manual. Debería estar en manual, el iris. Aquí te lo está poniendo.
Catch up. Oh, spewing out debt. There's so much debt. You can see that the systemic risk here of Evergrande is covering all of the things all around it in a big haze of toxic assets, which are actually, you know, real dangerous things to have on your books. Really wouldn't like to be any of these Chinese banks surrounding this other one over here. Really big problem. You can see $2 trillion worth of lava coming out the top there. Really big. And I mean, you can see when you got that many trillions of dollars worth of lava, that the smoke that goes all around it, the confusion, you can imagine the confusion it causes. Absolutely going to have to wait for the smoke to clear on that one just to find out really where we are. I mean, for all the jokes you're making and stuff like that, isn't that amazing? Looking at that caldera over there, where this is all going on. Now, the Canary Islands, by the way, are of course very volcanic. It's fantastic. I mean, you guys might not know, like the sand in Tenerife. Tenerife, the sand in Tenerife. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I've been on this beach. Look at this. What? Have you ever seen anything like this? Have you ever seen it? Now, I'm sure a lot of you have. And America, for example, as the country's got, seems to have something of everything inside it. Do you have this? Do you have black sand? Actual sand. It's sand. You're there on the beach. It's sand. Just like any other bit of sand. When I was at this beach, it was over there by those rocks in the distance, kind of up about there, the waves crashing up against that. It seemed like a more fun place to sit on the beach than here, because of the extra waves and stuff like that there at the time. Not that anybody cares. Anyway, have you ever seen black sand? And can you imagine what it's like to be on a beach like that? Anyway, this is the sort of crazy volcanic world that's I live in. I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know very much about the world. Really don't. I mean, maybe Hawaii's covered in black sand or something like that. I don't really know. But amazing. I think that's fairly amazing. 5 of the best. Oh, there's 5. Oh, okay. Right. Let's just see then. There's Iceland. So, oh, Iceland. Well done. You've got it over there. And Reynisvarja. Well done. Tenerife. Hey, there's. Wait a minute. Is this a different beach? Is this the Iceland one? I might have got confused. I might be on the wrong beach. Whatever. Tenerife. Maybe on the wrong beach there. Alaska. Is that what you consider sand? That's just stones. Well, I guess there's sand underneath it, and it's Hawaii does have black sand. Yeah, so you have seen it before. That's cool. Santorini. Okay, cool, nice one. Really lovely sunset there. Anyway, black sand. So I'm just trying to make a point that it's very volcanic, as Hawaii and these other places are. Yeah, black sands and beach in California. You've got black sands in California as well. Gosh, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's amazing. Black sand beach in Maui. Wow, that's quality. Hawaii is black sand beach as well. There's beach of pink sand in Sardinia. Cool, pink sand. Wow, I don't like the feel of it. I remember making sand castles. It's tougher. Yeah, you're right. It's still sand, but it's tougher. You're right. Hot sand. There's other sand. I mean, since we're on the topic of sand, there's the island of Eigg, Scotland, sand. Right? There's this cool thing, Eigg, right? And the singing sands. The singing sands is what they call it. This is cool. This short walk. Why am I even on that page? TripAdvisor. Yeah, let's just go read somebody's post on TripAdvisor about their trip to Eigg. Although we didn't see any sea life, apparently we just missed out on spotting otters. We enjoyed trying to make the sand sing and generally relaxing exploring this lovely unspoilt beach. So there's this thing that happens. There's these grains of sand on Eigg in Scotland that are so round that when you push them together as you walk on them, they make singing noises. Let's just go check it out on YouTube. EIGG singing sand. All right. Shh. He's on a green screen. He's on a green screen. He's a liar. He's a liar. A liar. He's lying. Right, this, though. Hopefully it'll start making noise. I don't know if it's any good or not. We'll see if it's any good now. Singing. Singing. So that is the singing sand. And there's a secret to it, and you can watch that guy from 1960 or whatever his green screen explain it to you sometime if you're really curious. Will we see this struggle to move any higher at this point? It's probably worth pointing this out. Let's also, be critical of ourselves as we do this technical analysis. We're not actually looking to see, without a shadow of doubt, yada, yada. As you can see right here at 535, or at where the 236 would be, we're looking to try and see if we can actually get through this towards the top side with a nice kind of schedule of achievements along the way. This would be typical on anything that you're looking at the minute. Really, the markets will all drop down in a similar sort of fashion. So we'll go check out Bitcoin, etc. We've come up as far as this point. This is obviously where you'd find some danger. This is one of the reasons why I've been pointing out to people across along the way that you could, of course, move your stop loss up if you wanted to. You'd be looking to try and see if we can then, of course, conduct ourselves in this with a sort of a schedule in mind, I suppose, getting up as high as the 630 region, where we've have the 618 golden pocket, says my precious is at on that one. Let's just take a quick look at BTC USDT, and then we'll go back over to looking at our pals GME and AMC and see how they're getting on. Right. So I've got all this junk on here. This so far has now put in a lower low again compared to up here. We had that big drop down in September. It took us down to 43 grand. Came back up to the 48 grand level, 49 grand, then back down here to 42,500. That's where we are right now. Now we're back up above, well, where I happen to have an orange line on the charts, kind of, you know, for a reason, no doubt, so I'll not look into it too deeply. But the 236 on this one's up there at 44,750. It's that 45,500 line that we've talked about a few times in the past on Bitcoin, 45,500. Big area for us. What were the moving averages? Obviously, as well, that was a bit of chat that we had recently with regards to these guys. I'll just stick them back on for a second because we knew that they were coming in for a cross. So, yes, let me see. Now, I'm going to have to change up what I do on the show, I think, a little bit. Make it more kind of fun and enjoyable and entertaining. I want to make it more entertaining, and I think that I want to provide less sort of information and education. Maybe you know, this week that's what I'll do. I've been doing a lot of it already today, chatting, doing bits of education stuff, talked about the V-shaped recoveries, etc. Now, do I go on to put out all that sort of content this week or not? Not too sure. Maybe instead I'll just try and be more fun about things. Not 100% sure. My format's all off today. I'll be tuning in about 15 minutes though. So we were coming in here for a golden cross, I do believe. That's the 50 simple at the lower end of that. I'll just make it so that you can actually see the difference between them real quick. Yes, the lower line there is now yellow, so you can see where that is. I'm going to put it back to being white again just to confuse everybody. Yellow, white, yellow, white. So see that one that's flashing yellow? That's called the 50 simple moving average. See this one over here that's like flashing green kind of color? That's the 200 simple. I'll make it actually orange, right? Orange. So there we have it, orange and yellow. And we're coming in and asking, like, could we get across yellow crossing up above the orange one? Would be good. Would be bad. Did I just say good? I did. I just say bad. It would be bad. Sorry about that. The 50 is the orange one. I'll make. I'm going to make them both white again because having the colors on I've confused everything as much as possible. Right. The 50 simple is coming down the way towards the 200 simple, looking like we could have a death cross. Right. Could have a death cross coming up on the 1 hour time frame. Where was I looking at this yesterday? And I said they were coming in though. What was the deal yesterday? I had it drawn out last night. I'm talking about my West Coast stream I did last night, Sunday evening for people. Where was this? Yeah, we just had this cross. We were looking at this price point around about here and saying, well, if it goes down, it goes down. It could go a bunch more. Well, anyway, the TA from yesterday was pretty good. Still would love to see it going up towards that $56,000 target. Things have changed slightly, though. If we make it into the bearish control zone, then things are bad. We haven't done so far. It's still part of this kind of corrective phase against this upward movement. Still part of it so far. So that's okay. And that's where we are. 1 hour death cross coming up. Probably expect to have that retested. What are we like on the 4 hour time frame? Right. Just floating around here. Yeah. Right. Sound. Cool. Let me just check in with the chat. Yeah, actually, let me just go over to the big screen for a second. Yeah, I think I need to make this thing a bit more entertaining and that. It's all good and everything, me kind of working, doing the work, and everybody on their way to work in the morning. Good one if you've actually made it there. Shout out to Corey. Hope you managed to make it to work. Yeah, so if we're doing this in the morning time, then it's great. Atmosphere, everything, all good stuff, right? But it needs to be more enjoyable. It needs to be more enjoyable. The education will always come. It's always part of what we do here. Just needs to be more enjoyable. I think that's what I think I need to do. I need to up the enjoyability of the show. And the easiest way for me to do that, I suppose, is for me to start having more fun. I'll talk to you more as well and find out what you're all thinking as well. So, breaking, Piga says, breaking, we will be taking SPY private at 600 a share, says Jay Powell. Wow. Interesting. Cool. Miles away from that. Missed all the fun because of work. Damn. Banana Freeze. Yes. For news, yes. No for the TA. What did Banana Freeze say? Yelping Sand. Wait a minute. What are we talking about here? Got Smug Slug. What was Smug Slug asking? Did we do RR today? Ah, for the news, yes, but not for the TA. Let's go do some RR then. R R R R R R R. Pirates. We love pirates. That's right. It's a song I just made up. So here's the chart. Here's the 24-hour time frame like I was looking at before. It was kind of doji-esque. It's gone up, done great. Everything's doing great. Everything's doing great. Why is everything doing great? Let me just show you why everything's doing great. Evergrande over here. Go over to Evergrande. Today, this is why everything's doing great. Is because of this. It's actually, you know, a really shit looking chart, right? Really awful, really awful. Back down to these lows, blah 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 blah. However, today so far, OTC, is this today's chart? Yeah, I'm not talking crap, good stuff. Today so far, you can see it's up 10%. Up 10%? Oh my goodness! Now, as you can see here, we're still at the low of yesterday, you know, the close yesterday, essentially. So, or Friday, or whatever. Was that a green candle or a red candle? Aye, green candles that just keep going towards the downside. Green candle, wow, fantastic. So we've now just taken out the open of Friday, and we're back into the body of Friday's trading. So great stuff. Considering that we had like movements yesterday in the Chinese market itself for Evergrande of down 17%. Yeah, it's like this. It's this massive. Wrong chart. It's this massive. All the threes. It's this massive movement that we saw yesterday. It was real negative in terms of the Chinese markets. They're obviously closed at the minute, and went down 18% at some points. You know, in terms of the extreme high to the low, and closed negatively at the extreme low of the previous day's trading. And where we have, what am I saying? Yeah, and what we have in our markets at the minute is just the kind of this rise back up at the end of the day that's recaptured. You know, like it moved back up sort of 10% for the end of trading. And it's the same sort of thing today in the OTC markets. They've opened up and moved up 10%. Got little things like a gap up here at 333. You know, could we get that? Could that happen? Is there anything like that? Well, I mean, like the news is bad. I mean, fundamentally, this company's fucked. But who knows? You know, because it's like speculation is rife, and that's what's going on around the world at the minute. That's just what today is. It's like radio goo goo, or no, Evergrande goo goo, Evergrande gaga. All we hear is blah 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 blah. Top points. I am not a cat. Well done. You're the top points guy. DMC 17, well done. You're the second top points. Third top, Katie Babes, well done. Number 4, Banana Fridge, well done. Number 5, Tradespawn, fantastic. Number 6, Dober Mamba, wow. Number 7, Sally Mander, fantastic. Number 8, Init Kim. Thank you so much. Look at all yous for being brilliant. Stream Elements is in there itself with points. How's that? Streamlabs, you're giving Stream Elements points. Well, there you have it. And Observe Thyself in there at number 10. I realize that not all of you can type and chat into the chat all the time, that some of you are working. Like the likes of Sasha, that works very busy, very busy person, making people beautiful. Ricey's up 4%. Yeah. Oh, aye. RR. Were we going to do TA on it? We're just back up at we're back up at this previous sort of equilibrium point, right? Where 116 bucks. It's just in here. This is the higher end. You know, it's great that we've done all of this super rapid. Would be nice to see this actually continue. If I could speak, get continuation past the 117 price point. This is where I would have traded it up to. You know, as you can see by my green horizontal line and my big swirly nonsense line in between, showing that this is the area of flux. Now, if we do get beyond this, it's great to trade it up to 132. Could get another 10% movement up the way. Nice, could happen. Super fantastic for anybody trading this thing today. Would have been great for anybody as well that tuned in. The prices were around about there. They've made their way up. I didn't necessarily say that that was going to happen, but that's what's happened so far. As we've seen, the world be positive. Now, this is like I say, yeah, this is the only channel where you're going to hear this kind of headline for the day. Maybe tomorrow they'll talk about like, oh, stocks rally on Evergrande, Wu Ping, Ting Tang, something, 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 words, words, words. Who knows, right? But this is it happening live in front of your faces anyway. And of course, you have to take a bit of a risk. You know, here I am making a bit of a risk, like I start the show off singing Radio Gaga, all we hear is Evergrande, Gaga, and all the rest of it. And I try and make this point. I'm taking a risk. I'm aware that I could be completely wrong and all the rest of it. And I'm out there, I put myself out there. It's what nobody else is really willing to do. You know, nobody else is really willing to do that. They want to talk about it in a way that protects themselves, you know. Anyway, oh, I don't want to delete that. Leave that on there. What am I looking for on this thing? Well, I'm still, is the TA on this is, well, we'd have to go down to something small. 15-minute time frame, huge move there, big volume, all the rest of it, like nice stuff. Good actually signaling, you know, that we could obviously be going towards the top side. Nice little liquidity hunt, you could say, a stop hunt in this region, capturing all that positivity to come up towards here. This is obviously a profit taking zone. If people don't take all the profits though, and we can move on, then great, because this is where we want to be above. What can I really say? Like this is the in terms of the movement where we are back up, we're coming up towards this 118 points where that 886 would be at. So, you know, it's kind of covered that element of things today. In terms of moving averages, I had them on. I just wasn't paying attention to them. It's just blind to it. In terms of moving averages, yeah, the 50 has just crossed over the 200 again there. Now we had the whole thorough tests of everything along the way, came back up and shot through both the 200 and the 50 at the same time. You know, very good, very, very strong, very strong, very positive price action. Very, very good. But now we need to actually do something slightly different. We need to kind of go up towards the 117s. When we get there, we'll have taken out that high, close it out there for a couple of periods, and things look decent. Yeah. Look at that volume. 15-minute time frame. Let's just look at the 1 hour time frame so you can see. This is the volume here on Rolls Royce. Like, so could this actually be the stop hunt that we've been waiting for, the sort of liquidity play that we've been waiting for? Has the world being scared of Evergrande given somebody an opportunity to just massively capture that market to take us up towards this price point and then never look back? It would be ideal if it was, but that's the risk. The risk of it not happening is a thing. Hey Rocky, thanks so much for transforming my trading. Love your channel. Love you so much, Denise, for that. Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. Really do appreciate that massively. Thank you so much. Richard Burke, good to see you here, my friend. Sal, thanks so much as well. Chat and watch videos. What you chatting there? How do you earn points? You just chat and watch videos. If you chat, then it knows you're here even more so. You'll get points, I think, just by turning up, but you get points for being as involved. So go ahead and be involved. That's the way to do it. And thanks so much for being a part of the community, by the way, everybody out there that's a member and all that stuff. News to people as well is that I've changed the Discord recently. You might have noticed. If you haven't noticed, then you will notice when you go back in. You'll see that you can't see any of the channels unless you go into a room called "What Happened to All the Channels" and tap the peach to get the poop. I've had various complaints from people, like, why is there a symbol of poop beside my name? And other things like that. Childish complaints. And and we're yet to kind of really see how things go. The symbols next to your name are really meaningless. At the minute, the colors have got a meaning in the sense that people who are patrons or YouTube members get colors on their names. Other people don't. It's just a nice way to reward those people who are proactively supporting the community and all that sort of good stuff, right? Jen, I need to figure out about those videos for you and all that sort of stuff. We'll try and get back to you about that chat today, by the way. Thanks so much for this here, Jen. Did you ever post that Oleoplex, by the way, I wonder? Because if you did, it'll have gone to the PO box, and Jamie, I need Jamie to figure out if the PO box is working or not. You know, we've got some sort of little heads up from Apple Blossom, who tried to send over something and her postage got said something that was delayed at customs, and then some problems trying to make the delivery. So I'm going to need to investigate that. So nice to join late, but worried about the markets. And here, Rocky calm and collected as normal. Evergrande, ping ping pong pong, and price GME is still wrong. Totally. Let's just take a look at the GME prices here and see how we're getting on. $199, you know. So we've had this Evergrande scare today. Now, to say that there won't be more Evergrande scares would be naive. It's not like that we're necessarily, you know, it's not like that like I'm here saying, oh, it's great, we've done what we needed to do. No. But this has happened so far today. We've come up and filled in that gap. We're dojiing around the gappy tree, not quite taking out the 50 simple period moving average on the 1 hour time frame, but we're still up next to it. If we can actually get a resurgence, then that's good. But we've got a gap up above us. Was that filled in, that gap? Yeah, so yeah, it must have been. Get rid of that. So yeah, can we take out $202? Like a little reminder to people, we talked about this before last week when we were in at the $200 region a whole bunch. That is actually like $203 that we need to be taken out. As we can see here, you know, the $200 support resistance pivot, blah 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 blah. $200, you know, seeing the prices at $200 right here right now doesn't make me anywhere near as excited as seeing the prices ABBA at $202. And we can see that expressed with this 1 hour wick that we've got on here in the opening range of today, coming in the next 3 minutes to actually close that out. 2 minutes and 36 seconds left at the time of recording on this first hourly candle, which is also the 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on the show today, by the way. So I will be tuning out soon so everybody knows what's going on there. Don't want to pull the rug on anybody. AMC, did you ever fill in that gap? No, you didn't. So, you know, could we go in and fill it? It's like it's all about risk management, right? 1 hour time frame, right off the 200 simple moving average. We're at the edge of what is the golden pocket zone there. No, it's not the golden pocket. It's the 382. I said golden pocket earlier on. Totally threw me. Need to remember that. I need to not make mistakes like that. See last night in that West Coast stream, gosh, I was making so many mistakes. It's hilarious. Right, yeah, so we're down here at 382. You know, is this a buy price? Well, obviously it is, right? Obviously, because it's at the 382s, things so often turn around from there, all that good stuff. But we've not, you know, we'd actually have to go ahead and do that work, you know. So managing your risk below that 200 simple would be the way to kind of think about it. But we've also got this gap just here, so then you'd be managing your risk at movements down past what? Well, $40. So you got the round number $40 cutoff point. They're at in around about here now. So that's how you would manage your risk on this thing. Like, trading doesn't need to be massively difficult. So if that was your kind of stop loss territory, then you're looking at sort of trading it like that. And then you've got a massive risk to reward no matter what you want to do. So if we just got to fill in the gap up above, you've got a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward trade on the go for you there. Is there a 2.5 to 1 chance of you being able to go in there and get that? You know, will it happen a quarter of the time? Yeah, it will. The markets are made up and the points don't matter. The rules are made up and the points don't matter. That's right. The rules are made up and the points don't matter. The rules are made up and the points don't matter. This was my favorite TV show growing up as a kid. One of them, Vic Reeves, Bob Mortimer, with their quiz show, and I can't remember what it was. There's probably plenty of games that I've used that catchphrase. Thanks for your time, Rocky. Appreciate the time and insights. You're welcome, Thundering. Super great to have you here. Streamlabs is shorting my points. Streamlabs, you bollocks, you. SPY having a shocker today. Let's have a look at SPY. Aye. It's having a shocker today. Well, let's see this resurgence that happened earlier. My positivity. Whoa, it really did shrink away, didn't it? It moved up like 10% earlier, by the way, something or whatever it was. I don't know, 10%. No, sorry, what am I saying? It moved up earlier though, at $200 here. So yeah, well, that's the start of the day. How are we doing? Is Evergrande going to lose all of that positivity? It was like it was a decent Evergrande futures. Oh, what are the Evergrande futures like? Let's take out the Evergrande futures. They really did push down a bit, didn't they? EVGO2 exclamation mark. Didn't actually take out that last low. EVG. Wait, Evergrande. I want to look at it over here in this on the OTC stocks. We did push down past currently, past their low, and then pull back up to them. That's where the futures ended at, as it happens. So they're not backwardized. There was contango for a second, and we neutralized the contango against the futures markets. That's what happened. That's what happened from a real technical point of view. When the markets were the markets are still massively backwardized in terms of the futures. Sorry, let me get this right. Let me get that right. Is that Hong Kong dollars over there, though, in terms of the prices on the futures? It is Hong Kong dollars as opposed to US dollars. Right. Anyway, yeah, so whatever. It just is what it is. This is how I feel about Evergrande, by the way, just so you can see this is the current situation with Evergrande over here. I mean, it's obviously a joke, but at the same time, it's the current situation with Evergrande. It's really awful. That's Evergrande. And the authorities over there are like, well, we don't think it's going to necessarily come all the way as far as your house. You know, like it might be okay. The Canary Islands are safe to visit, and a volcano eruption is a wonderful show. You know, but it's obviously not safe for the people who live in all those houses around, and they're trying to figure out whether or not they're going to get burnt or whatever. Evergrande right now, it's a wonderful show. It's great to see, spewing out tons of toxic debt and problems and systemic stuff all over the markets. Waiting to see. Oh, Vulcan. That's what Volcano is. Yes, Vulcan, because it's Vulcans. That's what we're waiting to see how it affects the markets. You know, still are. It's across the world. And here we have SPY just kind of simultaneousing, dojiing around in here. Are we more likely to go down and test the 200 simple in the 4-hour time frame than we are to go up and fill in that gap? Yes, we are. Are we more likely, in a sense, to break down? In a sense, maybe it's worth kind of doing these sorts of things. It's really it's questionable if it's worth anything. But let's just point this out. I take away my yellow drawings. In fact. Take away a whole bunch of drawings. I'm about to tune out, by the way. Sorry, I'll do my reverse roll call and the rest of it. Totally forgot that I was past my time. So this type of idea, this doesn't match up. It doesn't line up with them properly. I haven't even tried to do that. You can see that we've pushed outside of that zone. You can see that over here when we did it before. Thanks so much, by the way, Gaston. You can see when we did it before that we pushed back into it immediately. Over here, we've pushed down. Now, would we fail and then continue on down the way? You know, that would be a gap fill if that were to happen. Just a simple gap fill and then moving on down the way could just be a retest of this area and a fail and moving on down the way. In which case, you'd be looking to one of these points, perhaps back down to this area, perhaps. Where the 200 simple might be catching up with at that time, perhaps. Might as well look at this. Might as well. 200 simple is still up above all of that. The 236 as well. Interesting stuff. Those would be big drops down. It's so crazy to think that for the SPY to go down to where it was before the pandemic, it would have to drop 22% more. No, not 22% more, but just 22% from where it kind of is roughly to get down to where it was before the pandemic. You know, So that's 2020. So this is a year's growth. The US economy could contract by 20%, and it would still be better than it was a year ago, and that is better than it was before the COVID crash. So this here, like the chances of it dropping down, like people are waiting, they're dying for it to happen, like dying for it to happen, because you could have a huge move here without actually having changed the macro trend at all. It's crazy, 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 crazy stuff. It's not like you can say the same sorts of things about the COVID stuff. These crashes here, where people got really worried because things really went past key areas. You'd have to go past those areas to get it. So you really, big stuff without even without changing the macro picture. Obviously, people who talk about it like the macro picture had changed. Dow Jones, even from where we are now, which of course is negative today, to where we were before the start of the thingy, there's still another 13% left there. 13% that could move down the way if it wanted to. If it wanted to, and then come back in and eventually fill in this gap over here. I mean, is it an inevitability? Is it? I wonder. $382 Fibonacci retracement on the Dow Jones to come in here and fill in this thing. Is it possible? Totally is. You'd be looking at like this kind of these lows here, and really kind of keeping an eye out for them. Why? Well, because this last low lines up with the 200 simple on what? 24-hour time frame. So 24-hour time frame. 200 simple lines up with our last low. And then you would anticipate a move perhaps as down to here at the very least, that 236 probably. But you'd be in that zone again where you're looking at big chunks of price where you can't really easily identify an area that big, slow, kind of not very nimble, stupid traders with too much money in institutions, because that's a perfect description of people in institutions. They're smarter, they're stupider than they think they are by a massive amount. They're protocol based completely. They don't operate on like adapt to conditions. They operate on what is our protocol for these conditions, and which means that they react too slow and too late. And then when they do, they just like try and push the markets further because they can't capture the same money as what retail does. Why am I talking about that? Anyway, thanks so much, Gaston, for that. Really do appreciate it. Gaston, the stock market is a device for transferring tendies from the impatient to the patient, says Warren Buffett. True. That's the only thing I ever listen to what Warren Buffett says, because Warren Buffett's a fucking idiot. Let's see how this is getting on. Right. Cool. Actually, not that bad. So obviously Warren Buffett bought it over here. Then obviously you lost $4 billion. We did make it up as high as the 200 simple. We're back down below the 236. He believes in this. He believes in this investment a lot. We could start to be a bit more positive about it if it got above 38. A lot more positive about it if it was able to take a 44. Not the 200, that would be the 50 simple, sorry, because there just isn't enough here in the monthly time frame. Go down to something like the 24-hour time frame. You can see that we've just had another death cross there. The weekly time frame, though, you have got this golden cross of maybe, potential, maybe, golden cross, maybe. So all of this, if we can kind of get up above this region, that's the linear chart, logarithmic chart for us. We're obviously above the 236 already. Bounced off that. Yeah, cool, and it's cool. This is going to look okay in terms of small time frame. So I feel like this is all right. Hidden bullish divergence on that. Hidden bullish divergence on Kraft. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, anywhere in this region. So if you'd invested in Kraft since March, since the pandemic till now, then it was good. It's good, and maybe it could still go on to be good, and you might be aiming up towards 54. I don't know when Warren Buffett will ever make his money back on this, but if he does, then is the Warren Buffett investment is that he's probably looking up towards $200, $260. Really, Warren Buffett, what he does is he puts money into something and then he just gets old. It's the strategy. You put some money into stuff which has got a better performance than inflation, and then get old, and you'll have more money than you had before. You'll be richer. Nestle food chain mayo ketchup. I hate Nestle, so I'm not going to go and look at them. I'll never even do it. I don't even want to do TA on Nestle stuff at all. I hate Nestle. No, I'm practicing patience and humbleness. Thanks for content. No, thanks so much. You're welcome. Right, cool. I need to tune out. It's 20 to 3. Thanks so much to everybody tuning in. Really do appreciate it. It's been a massively enjoyable show. Thanks so much. I should have probably have not had monetization turned off for this video. Why the F did you do that, YouTube? Whatever. Anyway, oh, it says on. Well, I don't know why it's on here, but not on. I wonder if it worked for anybody. Weird. Right, so whatever. Yeah, let me just do the reverse roll call then. Get up my jobbies, my pals, get my thingies here so I can see the alerts that have come in for me. Where are they? Activity feed. There we have it. 17 hours. Oh, is it not working? Oh, it is working. Yeah. Thank you so much to Gaston. Thank you so much to Jen Campbell. Thank you so much to Denise Black. Thank you so much to CC. How are you doing, by the way, CC? You all right? What were we talking about recently? Can't remember what we were talking about something. Hope you're all right. Oh, I know. It's because I thought I'd got your gender wrong last week. That's why. So hope you're... nothing. Just a concern I had in there. I'm glad I addressed it, even though it was a nothing. Observe Thyself sent $9.99. Thank you so much. 1 extra squat tomorrow. We will try and do that. Remind me again, please. You don't need to... that. We'll try and do that. Thank you so much for that, Sasha. Lepton, thank you so much. Good morning. What were you talking about there? Oh, the computer share. We did a wee bit of research on that. I'll have to look into this and see what real benefits there are for doing that. You know, exactly what exactly happens, what exactly people think happens, and then reconcile what people think happens with reality, if there is a difference. I'll look into that. Try and get back to you. And then to everybody that's tuned in here today, Stephen Kimbler, thank you so much. Always appreciate you, buddy. Really do. Really nice guy. Stephen, you know, you're a Patreon of mine, one of the high level Patreons. So, you know, obviously really appreciate that massively. It makes a massive difference in my life. I really do depend on everybody's support there in that sense, and that's really fantastic. But you know what? I saw you in FU Money's stream the other day, and you donated to him and all that. FU's great guy. I mean, obviously, everybody here knows my opinion on FU is a really great guy, and it's just really fantastic to see supporting people in the community at large. You know, so I saw that. I wanted to give you a shout out, not so much for here today, although that's true, and for being here and for being a patron, massively appreciated, but also really appreciate the way that you're supporting other people in the community and all that sort of stuff. It's really cool. Really is cool. Thanks for being here. Salute to you, Eddie VW as well. Homer's Ghost, good to see you today. Brave DeLorean Buck, good to have you. Hey, shout outs. Hey, F you, good to see you here as well. Der Baum, the tree, good to see you, my tree friend. Denise Black, thank you so much. Thanks for chucking in that $5 earlier on. Really welcome. Welcome, thank you. Dan Ernst, thanks again, Dan, by the way, buddy. Good to see you in the Discord these days. Not to mention Warren Buffett is the biggest penny pincher around. I live in the same town as him. He drives a 20-year-old vehicle, but he has billions. Lol. That's funny. He does he? He's because he's probably just expected to be dead. You know, he's like, I doesn't want to buy another car. Alex Baker, thank you so much for tuning in. Kieran Norman, Captain Sink a Lot, Banana Fridge, Observe Thyself. Thank you so much, Sasha, again, as ever. And you'll probably end up putting chapters in that for the discussion. By the way, people, if you want to help in the community, please do go into Discord and get involved in the chapters discussion. It'd be really great if we could get the chapters thing nailed down so that was really easy, that it was like fun and enjoyable and everybody was happy about it, so that we could then kind of advance to the point of being able to do clips, you know, because Dead Money, and shout out to yourself, Dead Money, thanks for tuning in, is trying to do a clip at the minute for the RSI stuff that I had from last night's stream and Friday's stream where I was explaining the RSI. And it's not easy for them. You know, it's not easy for them to do that. It'd be so amazing if other people did that. I mean, I look at stuff like you go to my YouTube homepage, right? What's there going to be? Where is there the inevitable Limmy clip? Okay, so it's not that's somebody else. Here, Limmy Twitch clips, left the handbrake off. Like, really nice that somebody does this.
Thanks for the sub. Oh! Oh dear. Oh! No! Oh well. Bye.
That's nice, you know, all these little moments and that gets the views, people like it, it's part of the thing. It'd be cool if at some point in the future that was possible. Be cool if that was sort of thing was possible here. Obviously, I don't have the hubris to think that I've got the personality that Limmy has. But you know, it'd be nice if that was the case. Anyway, much thankful to everybody that tuned in today. Really do appreciate you all, like I say, as ever. And I'll be back again tomorrow for more of this chat. Gaston, hold up, computer share. I missed it when you talked about it. Please, is it necessary? Is it necessary? No, it's not necessary. We're waiting to figure that out. But I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, Gaston. Okay, so just come back tomorrow. We'll chat about it then. Right? We'll chat about computer share tomorrow a bit more, and maybe over the time. Oh, Trey, Trey Paget has been a member for 2 months, so I thought that was news. All right, it's not news. Right, great. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, everybody, and I'll catch you next time. I can't actually find my button to hit the tune out thing. Thanks so much, everybody, and I'll catch you next time. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. I'd really appreciate it. Share it with a friend of yours, a friend of all of ours. See you in the Discord, and see you next time.